I can only imagine we're going to see the ghost one more time after this, I think. Unless you don't fight the Dragon's Den version of the Dragon's Den. This might be the last one. Let's see. What do the fates have in store for us? Okay, yeah, these have... Yeah, okay. There's my answer very quick. Yeah, they hit back pretty hard. Look at that. So this one could definitely be challenging because we're going to basically have all of the Dragon's Den dragons back to back. That's no joke. You're starting to see like over 1,000 damage. Nice. Should surely be done here. Freeze. Yeah, remember how difficult these guys were relative to the first versions? It's definitely serious. But there you go. Again, the only thing with these ones is you got to watch out between battles. Like if you end up ending a battle while you're already crippled, at the start of the next one you could be in big trouble. Final trump. Okay, so it comes straight in with a cyclonic, of course. And it can hit everybody, that's the dangerous part about it. So I think for these we've got to start using things like Heisker again. Maybe not the whole shebang, like Quick and all those kind of things back to back, but... But no mercy on anything here. I haven't had a game over since like the very, very start of the session. And I intend to keep it that way. I'm just trying to remember, one or two of them had like some quirky things going on with their HP. There you go, cloaks himself in wind. Speed and evasion increased. But not by enough. I literally set Terra up for that Earth Dragon like half an hour ago. And here it is. Yeah, it just comes straight in with it. There's literally nothing I can do. Look how many moves back to back it is. It's just... That's insane. I think overall, like, my high HP should be enough to deal with it, but it's got some dangerous combos. I feel like maybe that it just reacts to someone having float in general, so I think if no one uses float, maybe that's better. But let's just get to work here. I think the best defense is offense here. The only thing is, again, it's just dangerously quick. That's what we've got to watch out for, and that Quake does such big damage. Okay, that was not too bad. Let's get the re-raises in just in case. But I think we should be able to finish it off. But you can see, even at this state, it's still definitely dangerous. There you go. So that's one of the ones I was most worried about, without my Gaia gear for protection. And you saw what happens when you try to float, it's not having it. Gold Dragon. Absorbing magic. Okay. This is the one where we had to be quick. Because we couldn't heal using our magic, so we just had to go quick. One thing I am thinking actually here, I'll show you guys in a second, that might be worth it. What if we use an invisibility scroll? So we don't get hit by its attacks. Or does it use that on the enemy? No, okay, good. You never know, it might be worth it. But we just need to kill this thing quick before it can really damage us. There you go. Now, does he stay invisible for the next battle? Gotta heal fairly quick for this one. There's just that one where it's like, oh, it sacrifices its life force to do something. That's one of the ones I remember. So just got to be careful with that. I think this one like dies and comes back or something as well. So there's a few tricks here to remember. I can go into trance, so I should try and use that a bit more as well. Let's see how much Kuraga heals for in trance. Okay, pretty good. I think it's the same as normal, to be fair. It didn't seem much more. Yeah, I think Ribbon, again, saving the day when it comes to fear. And then it comes back. Reanimates. It cannot die while it still has magic. Just trying to think. This was the one where we had to just... We can't silence it, so... Yeah, I remember it taking me a little while, but this was one way to do it. There you go. Finally dead. Took an extra, like, 5 minutes, but we did it. Also wanted to make sure I ended with pretty high HP as well. And Osmosed throughout. Holy Dragon calls for heavenly aid. Well, can it aid that? So it's got like an auto regen, but regen this game I think kind of sucks. From what I've seen, it doesn't really give you that much. I feel like throwing in a re-raise every battle just in case. Oh god, it does this, doesn't it? Of course it does. Let's hope we can get the Kuragian on time, otherwise it's a really bad sequence of timings here. Yeah, we've got 2 Kuragas to come ourselves, so we should be okay. There you go, just in time, by the way. Yeah, look at it trying to use back-to-back moves. It's like 3 moves in a row. Fuck you. Try and recover quick from that. Ah, here you go. Started the next battle with 1 HP. This is the absolute worst. Gotta be super quick here. Was gifted with a preemptive strike. It could have come in with a tsunami as his first move, and I would have been in big, big trouble. But I managed to recover, thankfully. Okay, should be able to manage now. There we go. Just throw in one of these for good measure. And we should be off to the races. Reduces its own strength. Okay. Should be able to take this one out a bit easier, I think, than the others. Yeah, I had a feeling just as I was about to try and Osmose that it was going to die. Okay, how many more dragons left? There's that one where it's like it sacrifices its own strength. I'm just trying to remember what that was. Yeah, sacrificing life force to make itself stronger. Yeah, I don't remember what that entailed. I think it was doing like 0 damage or something. We were doing 0 damage to it. But quick on everyone for this one, because this was one of those funky battles. Then we've got to remember how to do damage to this thing. Okay, so I think these are all 0. Yep. Okay. I think it was a case of trying to hold on. I think that's what it was. I'm trying to remember now that there really was no way to damage it, and you just had to hold on for the entire battle. That's how you did it. And then it died if you managed to hold on long enough. That's what I'm remembering. So let's get some re-raise, since it was a hold-on kind of battle. For now, I'm just buffing up just in case. I don't remember the exact moves it has. It probably had like Heartless Angel and stuff as well, but... And then I guess we'll see what it has, and we'll go from there. Okay. Really giving ourselves everything here. It's kind of funny that it hasn't got a move yet, though. Okay, I think we pretty much have everything that we could want at the moment. Yeah, see, it had shitty moves like that, which there was nothing you could do about it. Level 97. 59,000. Weak against ice. Yeah, it's mostly a case of just waiting, I think. Nah. Edgar. Wow, survived. Life force expired. Well, there you go. So I basically ran the clock down with all of my menu work. That's kind of funny. Okay. So I'm on the back foot if there is another one after this. Is there? Oh shit, it's straight into the Kaiser Dragon. Ooh! Straight in. I thought we'd get a break. God damn. Okay. Let's get into that quickly. See what we can do. I remember just like being unable to buff after a certain point because it was just too powerful for me. At least we have the good boss battle music as well now. It's nice that that returned. So he's the most vulnerable, so let's try and get some buffs on him. Again, I don't know if we had like some instant death moves. I think maybe we did, but for now, let's just Gonna start re-raising here. Re-raising hell. And I guess let's just start attacking. Whew. I'm pretty sure this is the final battle, but we'll see. So let's not go too aggressive because I think it counters a lot. Yeah. So because we have quick, we're able to unfreeze people quick as well. Okay, not replying with anything there. That's not too bad. Quake. Probably a powerful one. Yep. Very powerful Quake. Last breath. Gotta try and keep everyone alive here. I'm not 100% certain if he has Protect, so I'm just gonna... We haven't seen... I was gonna say we haven't seen Diabolos in action, maybe we should. Just for this final battle. Yeah, no one has Diabolos equipped, of course. Quake again. Just in case it does like a double move. Yeah, Protect didn't help against it at all. That sucks. I'm hoping both of their Curaga is going to be enough. He'll do like 5,000 surely. Yeah, Edgar has the weakest Curaga. Okay, just double Aqua Breath, thanks. El Nino. It's got all the moves of all the dragons. But yeah, Edgar's struggling here, as you can see. But we're hanging in there. Acid Rain. I don't think we'll be affected by that. Okay. Just gotta watch out. Once you get near the end, it gets so disgustingly difficult. It just fires off these moves back to back that you just don't want to see. Okay. Just trying to not be too aggressive and choose attacks back to back in case it counters with something very difficult. Yeah, like that. Okay. I think we'll manage. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Revenge Blast, there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. So these kind of moves is just... You just gotta deal with it. but I need to get quick back on them. He's only got 49. Let's just use one of those elixirs on him. Heartless Angel! Frick. Hate that move. At least he's quick with that elixir. Okay, now he can use quick. Okay. That ain't so bad. Revenge Blast. Ah. Yeah, now it's getting very, very dangerous. Oof. Didn't manage to get the quick on Shadow either. Gonna try with Terror. Ah. Yeah, so if it does Heartless Angel and uses the next move as something that does damage, we have no chance. I think I've fired off one Curaga too many here, but who cares? Could never be too prepared. That's all good. Magic. Re-raise. I don't want to have too many re-raises at once because I benefit a lot from Arise. Yeah, Revenge Blast is just nasty. There's just nothing I can do about that. Oh god. Yep. Those re-raises will come in handy. Now, it depends what comes next, really. Ooh. Okay, there you go. Ooh. Had to finish with a final Ultima. But is there Omega Weapon now after this? Are we done? Yeah, the Master's Crown. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Surely it's some rare items, right? Ceremonial Crown awarded for overcoming the challenges of the Soul Shrine. So this is basically like the Mark of Conquest that we have in Final Fantasy X. So it's not a piece of equipment or anything like that, but it's a symbol of the fact that you've achieved this particular challenge. So that's dope. And with that, my friends, I come to the end of my time with Final Fantasy VI. What a run it has been, 61 hours. I didn't think I'd be 61 hours deep into this game. I finished it around like early 40s, wasn't it? Something like that. But we got another 20 hours worth from the extra content in the GBA version. And that's why it was such a good decision from my perspective to do it, because of course not only did I really enjoy myself in general with it, there was definitely some difficult battles in there. There was plenty of content. It was an excuse for me to mess around a bit with stat maxing, see how to gain quicker XP, quicker AP, what are the best spots and all that kind of stuff. And then of course we had the giant Dragon's Den, and then we had the Soul Shrine. So for me it was the type of side content that really appeals to what I like. So there's a lot of exploration, a lot of battles and figuring stuff out and that kind of thing. So from my perspective, it was wonderful. I did definitely enjoy the direction they took with Dragon's Den and with Soul Shrine. It's not for everybody, I'll admit. I mean, there was definitely times in the Dragon's Den especially where I think, like overall, I'd give the Dragon's Den about an 8 out of 10, I think. and I'd knock 2 points off just for how convoluted it all was, and the fact that, again, we don't really have... You've only got Mog that can avoid encounters, so for everyone else, especially if it's a blind run, going in there and trying to figure it all out and map it all out is almost impossible. It would take a very, very long time. And so I found out the hard way, because I went in the same way I always do, which was just to blind it and see how it goes. And I probably would have figured it out in the end, but it probably would have taken me an extra few hours at least to really map everything out and know exactly where I need to go and which pathway leads to what and all that kind of stuff. So in that sense, Dragon's Den, I think they overkilled it with that stuff, personally. I think it was too much. And of course it fed into the whole thing about, you know, padding out the game with very frequent encounters and not making it very easy to escape from them either. And the final thing was that, yes, there was some challenging battles in there, but I think there was also... It is an exploitable game. I mean, you literally just saw me defeat every single enemy that you can encounter in the game. Let's check the best tree, by the way. Do I have the 100%? 96? What? I'd heard that if you do this, you get 100% best tree, but... There you go, 96%. I don't know what I'm missing. I'll have to probably put an annotation in for the ones I'm missing. I mean, I don't personally care that much, but I just thought it was... I thought that was the whole point of Soul Shrine. Like, by the time you're done with it, you defeat everything, but there you go. But, I mean, you saw, it is definitely the kind of game that can be exploited a fair bit. There's exploits I did use, and there's exploits that I didn't. And I think, as Final Fantasy goes, it's definitely up there as one of the more exploitable Final Fantasies that I've played. There's two sides to that coin. One is, yes, you know, making a Final Fantasy exploitable is, in my opinion, just the way I like to play. I literally come from a Final Fantasy challenge background. It's how this whole YouTube story began for me. So my perspective is going to be a bit different to, I think, like the masses when it comes to this stuff. But I don't like Final Fantasies that can get exploited very easily and very early, and where it's very intuitive to do so. Like, some of these exploits that you see in Final Fantasy games, they're kind of things that you won't be able to really figure out by yourself. There's like, you know, oh, there's this trick where if you do this and you combine this with that, you can do devastating damage. And it's the kind of thing where you'd imagine maybe, I don't know, 50% of players, maybe even a higher percentage, they'll never figure that out if they're playing themselves. But Final Fantasy VI's exploits, they seem pretty intuitive to me. I mean, you've seen what Ultima can do throughout the entire game, and the ease with which you can teach every single character Ultima is something that's definitely exploitable. The fact that everyone can use it, and it doesn't really take a massive magic stat to do pretty much max damage. It can't be reflected, it hits everybody, and you know, you've seen MP wise, there's easy ways to get your MP back. There's equipment that reduces your MP costs. So when you factor that all in, Ultima alone was hugely powerful, as you saw. I mean, I've cast it hundreds, maybe thousands of times now at this point. Then, of course, you had all of your Master Scrolls and your Genji gloves and the fixed dice and all that kind of stuff. The fact, again, that everyone can learn everything, it made healing very easy. You had Arise, you had Re-Raise, and all that kind of thing. So when you combine these all into the gameplay, and the fact that the enemies that you faced, they didn't always have the highest HP, and they weren't always the strongest, I think definitely more could have been done. I feel like with this game, it's one of those that it would benefit greatly from a rebalancing mod for players that do want a greater challenge and they want these exploits to be less exploitable, or like even if you are allowed them, maybe they shouldn't be so easy to defeat. A simple one, the simplest one that I could find, is that late game bosses, I felt they just didn't have enough HP. That's something that's pretty easily rectified. Just give them double the HP, and in some circumstances maybe give them triple, quadruple the HP, and you've got some much more interesting boss battles to take on. So I feel like it was a little bit of an opportunity missed in that sense, where the difficulty, like, it did hit some sweet spots at some points in the run. I was definitely like, I wouldn't say that the game is like a pushover game or it's too easy or anything like that, or too hard at any point. But if I was to sort of graph out the difficulty, I think it hit like a sweet spot maybe in the final, I would say that the middle 50% to the 70-80% mark was like a really sweet spot. And then once you got near the end of the storyline and you started to exploit Ultima, then it sort of curved back down to become easier. Then I think like for the Dragon's Den it started easy again, where you learnt more exploits, you had even more to play with, and then they threw in a few tricks with some of these dragons that definitely made life more difficult, so it hit more of the sweet spot again. So it was a little bit up and down, like it wasn't as consistently and as fairly difficult as some of the better Final Fantasies in that regard, but it definitely wasn't a disappointment, and I did have a lot of fun with most of the side questing that I did for the GBA version stuff. So that's my general feel on it. I mean, overall it definitely added to the experience, and without it I would have definitely criticized the game for not having more in terms of post-game, because as I mentioned in the final review of the story, I considered most of what I did for the story as like mainline stuff. I know technically it's optional and that would qualify it as more of a side quest, but just like my own personal opinion, those felt important enough to the central story, and it shouldn't really have been optional in my eyes, a lot of that stuff. So side quest wise it didn't feel like it had enough. But when you factor in the Dragon's Den with just how dense it was, how many enemies there were, the tricks that they used to make those more difficult, you beat the Kaiser Dragon and then there's Omega Weapon in there, and then you add the Soul Shrine on top of all of that stuff, then yes, I mean it definitely puts it into a much higher category of post-game for the Final Fantasy franchise. So overall extremely happy. I already loved Final Fantasy VI, it's already one of my favourites of all time, and this was definitely a positive mark. Like, was it incredible? Like, no, but it definitely added a positive, and for you guys it was a lot more content to be able to watch from this game if you've been enjoying it as well. So final words as always, it's been a 60-hour run. This playlist might be over 100 parts long, which I definitely was not predicting. You guys have been fantastic the entire way. I've said it many times on different videos as well. The support for this series has been insane. I've been blown away by it, and even after so many episodes and so much runtime, there's a lot of people that still loving the series and enjoying the content. Appreciate you all so much, everyone on Patreon that's supporting the channel. In any way that you've been supporting, it's just been huge for me, and this really does bode well for the rest of my Final Fantasy adventures, because of course, as I've mentioned countless times, we are going further back in time. Next is going to be Final Fantasy V, and again I'm probably going to be doing the Game Boy Advance emulated version the same way that I have for this one, and we shall be seeing what that one's all about. It's a bit of a different vibe to this one. Apparently it's got like a job system and that kind of thing, so maybe some of the stuff that I criticized gameplay wise for this one, maybe some of that stuff is going to be better in Final Fantasy V, maybe it'll be worse. Who the hell knows? All I know is that if you're watching this, you're probably going to be on that journey with me too, and I hope it's going to be a fun one. In terms of how soon you'll see it after this video, I don't know. I've been spending time working on some other stuff, and there's other playthroughs I'm doing and all that kind of business, so I might have a little bit of a break from Final Fantasy on the channel, maybe for a few weeks, maybe a month or two, I don't know. But what is guaranteed is that as long as I'm around, Final Fantasy V will be coming to the channel, and you'll be able to start watching it pretty soon. So thank you everyone once again. It's been a great journey. I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed playing. It's been an absolute joy and honor to run through Final Fantasy VI for you guys. So thank you all for watching. See you soon. Take care.